On October 23rd, I got a call from Conrad asking me he was in need for a builder for around this area. I thought it was a joke. I thought somebody was playing me a hoax, and we got through that a little bit. And Conrad said he was looking for a builder, and I said, well, I'm a builder. What do you need?
Bruno, 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 Bruno.
I think this is a wonderful thing that the community's doing to support the family.
My expectations are to give a family a fresh start in the end.
It's just fantastic.
And the amazing thing about it, seeing it all built is wonderful. The more amazing part is watching an entire community just bond together and say, we're going to do it. Let's just get it done.
I want to run down this street so we can get started with this house. Everybody who's been involved, this has been one of the greatest experiences that anybody could ever ask for. Getting on this, for all these people to come out when it's 20 degrees out, all right, that want to do this is awesome. Awesome. But we gotta pray for a really good weather like this all week. Extreme Makeover, I hope you guys are ready, because this is our team and we're coming here to build a house. Anxious to knock this thing down, that's for sure. It's great. All the people that are out here right now, it's wonderful.
I just want to get started and let's get this family a new home.
This is a wonderful community. We're just so happy to give back, and we wish the Gerard family all the best.
It's been a long time coming, and I'm glad to see that they get their dreams come true.
It's something that's this family's been deserving for a long time, and it's great to be a part of it. Everybody here having a great time.
Be able to come down here and help these people, they deserve everything that they can possibly get after what they've been through.
I think it's a wonderful thing that the community as a whole is doing, and really a lot of parts of our state are doing to support the family and get them in a home just before the holidays. I think it's wonderful.
You know, and it's a shame that more people don't do this. Get involved, take care of each other, and that's what makes the world go around.
A lot of times in the holiday season, Christmas season, I try to think of something I can do for somebody. Usually it's family members, people that I know. But in this case, it gave me the opportunity to give a very deserving family that had been through a lot of sadness, some happiness throughout the holiday season and throughout the rest of their life, actually.
I found myself in the office late at night preparing for this project, just like I do in the springtime. And there was one night when I was sitting in the office and I realized to myself, and actually got a little broke up thinking about what we were going to be able to do for this family as it went into the holidays, and it really struck a chord with me. And at that point, I was just completely dedicated to the project.
In putting any project together, my background has me doing a lot of different projects and a lot of different things, not just construction. And it's all in the planning. Everybody we reached out to were the people that we needed to do this project.
It's amazing, all these people that are down here doing all this. It's a great cause, and we're excited about being down here and getting this thing done.
Oh, it's wonderful. Oh, I didn't see the thing all dressed up. That's nice. Yeah, now they're gonna put us on some carpet. It looks like we're gonna dress up a little bit here. Wow, this is. I wasn't expecting this, that's for sure. That makes two of us. Does that mean we get to be on TV now? It's awesome.
Camera.
Now we're silent. lot of archers get anxious here so we can knock this thing down.
As this build took place, you have a lot of highs and lows of the build, from getting over the fact that you got the phone call and getting the team together and getting ready to put everything, in place. You just keep working. This was, and probably still is, going to be the best and the worst build I've ever been involved with. And I say that because normal builds take 4.5 months, not 4.5 days. And you run into a lot of ups and downs during the course of those 4.5 months. These all happened in days, and you had seconds to make decisions.
When Bruce called me, and I actually had to wonder if it was for real, because we'll kid around all the time, we see each other, and it was real. He called me and didn't want to give me no information, but he told me he had to give me a little bit of something to work on, and told me it was for Extreme, and I had to keep it quiet, and I said, count me in. It was a great thing, and I'm just glad Bruce thought of me, had confidence to think of calling me as be part of this project.
I decided to work on the show, the Extreme Makeover show, simply to try to help out a family and give them something that they needed some closure on. They were pretty bad off from the standpoint of what had happened to them, and we figured we had a chance to make it right.
I knew Bruno from our BNI group and the Builders Association, and when he called, he asked me to come to a meeting, and I was ready to donate my time to come and paint. And my business partner said to me when I left the office that morning, don't say no to anything, because I usually will say no and then think about it and then come back with a yes. So I was sent to the meeting with the instructions of not to say no. And Bruno said, so you're going to be a part of this, right? And I said, oh yeah, sure. And then he said, and you're going to run the painting side, right? And I went, okay.
I was a late arrival into the process. I saw Bruce. He asked me if I could give him a hand on something. I came to a meeting. Next thing I know, I was in charge of site work.
When Bruno approached us initially, the group, and I had thought about the magnitude of the project and was way off on it, by the way.
We figured it was going to be an ambitious house, and we needed to put an ambitious landscape along with it. And we did. We were very excited to match up a landscape to this beautiful home.
So during a lot of this, I didn't have a whole lot of time to think about me personally, because I had done all that, early on. We were just working.
one of the challenges was to be able to schedule over 2,000 volunteers that were coming from all walks of life. There were people that were corporate individuals, people that were CEOs of banks, and people that were laid off from their jobs and wanted to help. They were coming from hundreds of miles away, even from different states.
We had about 1,500 people sign up before the project started, and we've had thousands of people just show up at the site to try to help. A lot of the people are from Ballintown, Griswold, Lisbon, Norwich, but they're coming from as far away as Waterbury, Hartford. We have people from Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Massachusetts, New York, Rhode Island. It's been unbelievable.
We had people that owned companies that were sweeping floors, and nobody seemed to care what the job was as long as they contributed in some way.
It's pretty amazing. You know, you watch it on TV and you think, all right, you know, it can't be that hard.
I know people in Sprigs and Twigs, and they know I'm a gardener, and they know that our school motto is making a difference starts here, and I knew this was a sure way I could make a difference.
I think it helps restore your faith in mankind to know that people are willing to give to their fellow man. We're all familiar with the Gerard family story. I think what'll be interesting in our community is a few months from now when you see someone who's wearing a blue shirt and you know what that blue shirt symbolizes. It's a beacon of hope to our community, that this is the kind of place we want to live in, and a symbol of what we were willing to do for another family, but not just for this family, for every day in our community.
This is just something for a deserving family. The dad was my kid's Cub Scout leader, and the youngest son was on my soccer team when I was coaching youth soccer. And it's just about giving back to him.
We were applying paint on ceilings while the guys were installing flooring below us. We were rolling a wall, and trim carpenters were coming right behind us installing trim. It was amazing how everyone worked so well together to get it done.
During the night, on Sunday night, we had kept the framers all day long on hold. They were all revved up and ready to go and just had no work we could start. And around 7 o'clock at night, we started the framing. And at that time, a lot of those people were tired. They had planned to go home by then, but they decided to stay. And through the middle of the night, they worked, and we had probably 35 to 40 people initially. The crowd dwindled down to around, I'm thinking, 10 people at about 3 or 4 in the morning. And I thought, gee, this is going to be pretty tough if these people go home. And then around 5:30 or 6 in the morning, the bus pulled up, and there must have been 15 or 20 people that got off the bus, framers. And at that point, I thought, this is going to be fine. We're going to have plenty of people. If we just ask, the people will show.
We had some tough times at night due to the coldness, pouring that first part of the foundation, that last section of the wall that just wasn't curing. And we had all the volunteers get together, put the blankets over it, add the heat to it, and it started to cure. At that point, I thought we were going to be okay with it.
Personally, I had a little more stamina than I thought I did. I mean, I was probably one of the older people involved in the project, and I hung in there in the cold weather, in the rain.
I think everybody is just New Englanders at heart, and they knew it was going to be cold in December. None of us thought it was going to be perfect weather.
The weather was terrible, and they were going to stay and get it done, and they did. That Monday night, when we finally closed the holes in the roof that we had to close so we could start heating things inside, I knew that we were going to be okay.
Mother Nature has thrown everything at us, from snow to freezing rain to high winds to more rain and sleet, and yet I'm still trying to figure out what she's got left for us, and we're still standing. So I think this house is really going to stand for the Gerard family and be here for a long time.
It's amazing. I am so happy for them. That is beautiful, and finally Carol will have a place to rest her head, and her family will have a place to rest her head in comfort every night.
The bill takes its own life on, and with 150 plus people at a time working on this project, it had its own momentum, and it moved along. With the two people we had on shift, Bruce or Dave Geziak, and one other guy on site, we always had 2 supervisors on site, or 2 project managers, or managers, whatever you want to call us. On site at all the time, and when those people were there, it was overwhelming for them. Our jobs as just inventory and staging, get materials to the site, changed to overall project managers. We ran the show. Everybody, it took 4 of us on site at all times to keep this thing moving.
There's an urgency that's put upon us, whether it's in life or in sports or what have you. That urgency immediately starts to put people into just get it done mode. That's what started to happen. People just knew what they had to do, regardless of the conditions, regardless of the hundreds of people that were around them, and they were able to get it done. And I might add, with no sacrifice of integrity.
That spirit and that drive, that motivation never waned from anybody. Brandon Hyde and his landscape crew never once stopped on it. Like, I was up for 40 hours with his crew doing landscaping in the pouring rain. I mean, it was a quagmire. He was soaked to the bone. He didn't even want to take, I had a raincoat. He said, Brandon, take my raincoat. He didn't want to take it. He's like, no, I don't want to ruin it on you. It's like, it's a coat, man. Take it. I want you to be safe. I want you to be dry. And that's what it was. I mean, that motivation, that zeal, and that enthusiasm to get the job done. I was speaking with somebody afterwards, and he said, I wish I could have done more. Because I was just, you know, I was a volunteer, just did this or just did that. And I said to him, I said, you know, if you were the one that scheduled that person to come through with that tray full of coffees for us, so that way we could have a hot drink, I said, you were an angel. Because without that tray of hot coffee or soup that came through, we might not have been able to make it for the next 2 or 3 hours for us or for the other people working. So everybody was critical in pulling the whole job off, and they just had that enthusiasm, that positive energy. And you know, Extreme Makeover was our customer on one end, and so were the Gerard family. And we just didn't want to let anybody down.
Open road, that's what lies ahead, and the trouble we might find. Take it slow, just don't lose your head.
It's just good to help and volunteer. They deserve it.
In the stride, and I say, I will go with you.
Unbelievable. I always watch this show on TV, but it's unbelievable to get to work on something like this. Unreal. Unbelievable. These people deserve it. That's cool.
It's great to see so many people that are so giving.
The stars are here. It's a big moment.
And I will carry you when you can walk. And I'll sing.
Let me tell you something. This is like, this is the greatest gift you could give. It's Christmas. This family gets to stay in a beautiful home and start their, rebuild their life all over again. It's wonderful. And the team, I can't say enough. We had over 3,000 volunteers that came forward.
It's just a huge community effort and a great feeling that you get out of being able to be involved with that type of project.
And I mean, United Way, I can't say enough about what that organization did for me personally, as well as for this group, let alone this family and this community. It's wonderful. It really is.
It was just such a collaborative effort with everybody, and we worked hand in hand. They needed help. We needed the Masons to do some of it. They did it for us. We needed their machine. It was beautiful.
It was all worth it. Let's put it that way. My feet are killing me. I got no voice, but it was all worth it. No sleep, but it was good.
Bruno, thanks.
Thank you.
Good job, guys. Good job.
To move that bus day when the Gerard family came home, when Carol and the kids were coming home. And we're standing outside in the freezing rain, basically. The fellow tradesmen are all standing beside me, and I just, kind of looked, and we looked at each other and turned and said, can you believe we just built that house in less than 7 days? And that was just amazing to me, that the human spirit just can combine together and overcome all of those obstacles, whether they be weather, structural, physical, emotional, physiological. It didn't matter. Somehow we got it done.
To help this family out for what they've been through was unbelievable.
To see their expression and how they reacted to it, it's what all of us worked for. There were a lot of hard hours put in by many people, and in the weather conditions, which we all know of. And I think many of us just kept reminding ourselves the reason we were doing this was for the family. And that few seconds when the bus pulled away and to be able to see the reaction on their faces was what we were all waiting for. And it made everything worth it.
I remember when Hannah got when we first saw Hannah at door knock day, she didn't speak then. She didn't. She was the one just being held back. When we had moved the bus and they came out of the limousine, I was standing in such a position. She was really the first person I saw, and she came out with a smile on. Hadn't seen her smile. That said, everything that we did was worth doing. Not that we had any doubts in the beginning, but boy, that puts the single clinch on it. She still, to this day, hasn't spoken a whole lot of words. I know she's shy, but what she has done is just that smile has been enough for me.
Little Hannah, I didn't get to see her smile a heck of a lot in the 7 days that I seen her. The first time I really did do it is the first night they spent in. The next day we went to do some punch list items and clean up a few of the odds and ends, and the kids were playing. And I happened to be upstairs. I walked by little Hannah's room, and she was smiling, and she's talking to her friends, and she says that this is the bestest room in the whole house, as she's playing with her Barbie dolls, and she's showing the girls, her little friends this, and she was smiling.
I think everybody involved found something in themselves they didn't know they had.
The extreme build, working with Bruno, has really provided me and made me see a little bit more about the community and that they really come together in time of need, and I was just happy to be a part of that.
What really struck me was that this was amazing. People were celebrating what was right with the world.
If I could sum in a sentence what the Extreme Home Makeover project meant to me was well, at the very least, it was moving. Excuse me, it made me realize how precious life is. Not only, certainly first and foremost in regards to the Gerard family, but our own, how precious time is. Spending that with family, because it goes by like that. And how incredible the human spirit really still is.
The most rewarding and gratifying job I've ever done. That's it. I mean, I just can't put it in words.
It was my chance to give back. I grew up, I would have considered myself privileged. We never went without, and to be able to give back to a family who for so long suffered, it's just heart-opening.
I got to watch them actually when I walked through the door, a family being a family in a new home. I think that was, other than the project being built itself and everybody working together, the most defining moment was watching the Gerard family being able to be a family in someplace comfortable where they could be happy and move on with their future.
For better things to say. Wish I could tell.
Hey, Extreme Team 615. This is Bruno here. I want to personally thank all of you that have participated, in this little project some 3-4 weeks ago now. By the time this airs, it'll be a good 9 weeks from the time you do. And I just want to say that apparently we all made it. A project that none of us had known what we were going to do and how we were going to do it, and could it be done? Clearly could be done. It's because of all of you that it was. I want to especially thank all you Browncoats that are out there, starting from David, George, Tony, Dino, Peter, Linda, Kathy, Brian, Brandon, Elliot. My list goes on and on. You guys are the greatest. I especially want to say to all of you that you should all be damn proud of yourself. You did a project in extreme weather, an extreme time frame, for an extremely hardship family that was a local family. And you did it without question or concern for yourself. And that says a lot to me about all of you. It's something I know that I'm damn proud of you all about, and I want you to be proud. Proud of the fact that you got it done. You did it with as little little complications as they may be to yourselves as it was to this build. What most people don't know, and that you're sitting here in the audience, you don't know that we spent 6 weeks planning this project out for a simple 4.5-day build. The amount of hours that were put into this project beforehand, all of you, the meetings that we had, the time that it took, the efforts that you all did, putting your businesses on hold, your families on hold, it says a lot. And you should be proud of everything that you've been able to put together. I am personally proud of every single one of you and happy to call each and every one of you my friend.
You showed your support. You came out with your signs, with your banners, with your pom-poms, cheering, yelling, and thank you. And I also want to thank the team members that I worked with, not only the builders, but the people that helped to support me in what I was doing. My wife, who stayed at home and took care of our family so that I could be on the job site, helping other people become involved with this. So I just really want to thank all the volunteers, the ones that were on the front lines, in the check-in tents. You folks were the unsung heroes.
I want to say thank you to Bruno, first of all, for letting me have the honor of being part of this project. I'd also like to thank the owner of Chase Building Supply, Scott Chase, cutting me loose and telling me, if this is what you want to do, you go and do it to the best of your ability and take all the time that you need. Not a lot of employers will do that. And he gave us a few more people, Scott Malenik and Chris Pedersen and Jamie and Angela and Shauna. I mean, we just wanted to do whatever we can as a company to help the Gerard family, and I'm glad that Scott gave us the opportunity to do that.
Well, I would personally like to thank Bruno for allowing me to participate in this project, because while it was certainly, I'm sure, rewarding to the family, it was also rewarding to me as well. I got so much more out of it than I ever gave. Thank you, Bruno.
I would like to thank everybody on the landscape team and all the vendors that stepped up. I can't sit here and start to name people because everyone stepped up in major fashion. We were supposed to have one day to do the landscape, and many of you came back 3 days in a row. I cannot express my gratitude. And thank you very much for giving this family the home that they love and going into the holidays with the best holiday gift anyone could have. Thank you.
I would really like to thank my wife, Lynn, for putting up with the challenges on this extreme home build. I know it was much more than we anticipated when I got involved in this. Although you put up with many long nights or me not there and taking care of our baby Dominique, which I thank you tremendously and I love you, honey. And without question, a special thanks to all of the people that were involved in the build. I had an A1 electrical team. Thank you to all those guys.
It's a wonderful feeling, and all of you should be proud of yourself.
Somebody wake me up. Somebody wake me up, yeah.
Hi! How'd you like the house? Cool, huh?
Whatever happened to the butterflies? Whatever happened to the summertime and the feeling I got the first time?
I would have never thought I would have a house anything near this, ever. It was overwhelming, but it was a good overwhelming. It's really nice.
Bruno did a great job, and everyone just did a really great job. Thank you. I just want to thank everybody because now I got a new home and don't have to put my coat on to go to the bathroom anymore.
Hannah and I would like to say thank you to everybody for everything that they have done for us. Just saying thank you really isn't enough. We just don't know what else to say, but thank you for everything and for all of that you have done for us. And this house was put together by so many people. It's such a stress relief off of me to be able to provide this for my family and to know that you all helped with it, I need to say thank you.
Somebody tell me, please, is this real or just my dream? Somebody please come and wake me up. Whatever happened to the concerts? Whatever happened to my t-shirt and feeling like that with you, babe, we'd always make it work. Whatever happened to your face?